stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, today to our chess session. It's going to be great to be with all of you here. And today we're going to find out if chess is just a hype or if it's chess, a real hidden champion for sports and e-gaming. And before I go into it, let me ask all of you, please raise your hand who is playing chess or has played a chess game in the last couple of weeks. Here we go. It's not just a hype, it's a hidden champion. And it's not something temporarily, it's a real boom. It's not about a documentary like the Netflix documentary. It's not about Magnus Carlsen, by the way, playing for St. Pauli here in the German Bundesliga. And it's also not just about a new freestyle chess initiative with a great new tour, grand tour around the world. We will learn some really incredible figures today. And just so you're aware, more than 350 million people in the world are playing chess on a regular basis in tournaments. That's more than soccer in amateur clubs. We will learn a lot of other things today, and we will meet two of the greatest chess creators in the world. Gotham Chess, for example, with Levy Rozman from New York and Anna Cramling from Sweden. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, the chess hype sees its real figures in one of the key players, which is chess.com. In the recent years, we've seen a growth from 40 million or 34 million to over 200 million. This is an incredible growth for a platform like chess.com. And we are very lucky today because we have somebody here who can help us to explain why chess is not just a hype. Chess is the hidden champion in sports. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Daniel Rensch, Chief Chess Officer of chess.com.
When I get home, I want you.
No way!
Magnus Carlsen wins on time, wins the Julius Bad Generation Cup.
The handshakes and Gukesh officially is our leader.
Do you think you could beat Hikaru Nakamura in a chess boxing match?
Yeah, that's a lie.
Hikaru is a legendary streamer who was born to stream, good content and watchable, but he should stream less.
Take one. Action. Morning bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Don't try this at home.
Magnus Carlsen claims the SEC title for the second year in a row.
Please welcome Daniel Rensch.
Hey.
Welcome.
Where
Have
should
a
I
seat.
sit?
Yeah, just
right here.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Wow, so did you see that early on? More than 50% of the audience has raised its hand that they had already played chess in the last couple of weeks. How about you? Have you played a chess game today already?
Every day. Every day.
Every day. So let me tell you, before we go into what the amazing story is about chess.com, Daniel Rensch, he is the public face of chess.com. Chess has been with you all your life. You are an American chess international master, event organizer, lecturer, commentator, and book author. And you are the chief chess officer. And with that, you are responsible for the content, I suppose, and everything which is on chess.com. So tell us, why is this amazing, amazing journey with chess.com with over 200 million subscribers happening?
Yeah, it's hard to put one moment on it. We've been around for 20 years, but I think a lot of the way we look at it is because chess is a piece of really human history. It's a game that has been around forever, maybe the oldest game on record in some ways. Chess.com is kind of just the digital evolution, and the revolution that has happened online was maybe sort of a inevitable thing. Obviously, with the pandemic, a lot of people were inside looking for things to do. There was a show on Netflix that followed that called The Queen's Gambit. But really, a lot of the creators, and some of them we're going to hear from today, I think captured and continued to sort of inspire people to keep playing. So I think chess.com was just in the right place in the right time to help support something that nobody really owns, and everyone is here. To some degree, chess has been a part of people's lives. They either remember they were taught it when they were a kid, or whether they're a professional. So the online revolution was maybe just a matter of time, and certainly in the last 5 years, as the chart showed, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 400% growth rate, I mean, over those couple of years is amazing. It's more than, I think, some other platforms like DAZN or Netflix. What's your business model? I mean, what is the offer for subscribers of chess.com? I mean, I guess you have a paid area and you also have a free area. So what's in the product for all of these people who are playing chess?
Yeah. So chess has been around forever, and so we always felt like it was our job to just be a bit of a shepherd into the online age. To play chess is free, but to get better, that's where the content comes in, the training tools come in, and so the business model was always a freemium model, a subscriber model, which we took a lot of heat for early on. We kind of doubled down that we wanted an experience that we would love as users. People were pushing us to have microeconomy and all types of others, a la carte ways to purchase and engage, but we felt very strongly that the kind of world we wanted to have was a subscription-based business, and I think we've seen that sort of bear out in a lot of ways, especially given that we don't rely a lot on ads. We do have some ads, but when you're dealing with the ups and downs of the economy and the value of a CPM changes, there's a lot of online businesses that can get in trouble when you really rely on the game of paying for user acquisition. We have never done performance marketing. We don't pay for ads, and so we rely on one question, which is at some point people will ask, how do I get better at chess? And then they maybe want to go premium. So yeah, we doubled down on that pretty hard early on, and we felt really good about it, and it's paid off.
So, I mean, another amazing figure is 7 billion games a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that has also, risen, I suppose, over the last couple of years. I mean, isn't that an enormous amount of data you are collecting as well, which is important for you as a value?
Yeah, it's interesting, because back to the first question you had, I was thinking about it in my head as you moved on. Sorry to be a chess player, but I wanted to come back to that because I realized that chess.com was the online evolution of a game that's been around forever. And I think what we've seen with how many people play chess is that it connects people to the same game IRL, right? Chess is the same online or on your phone as it is if you show up at your local community or in a chess club. And I think there's something super powerful in that it makes chess different than other esports or e-games, right? Even if you're playing League of Legends, you're not a real wizard. And even if you play NBA 2K, you are not LeBron James. I don't think LeBron is here. So the idea that you can play the same game with your grandpa or with your girlfriend at home and then also play online, I think connects people and keeps people coming back in a way that you just continue to see the scale as we've made it more accessible and easier to play. Really, we're just a representation of something that has been around forever, and yeah, so a lot of people playing a lot of chess.
So here are a lot of people from companies, brands. The whole OMR is about brands, and we also ask ourselves, how can brands benefit from this chess hype or this tremendous growth in chess? So you are partnering with other brands,
yeah.
And what is the benefit for a brand being associated with chess.com?
Well, I think a lot of brands look at the eyeballs that they will get on their brand and their product. And I think for us, our focus was on just making a great product for people to play chess. And that at some point when you get big enough, you start to realize you made a great product for your users, and other brands look at your users as the product, right? They want to reach and engage with them. And so we've kind of been very careful about that because we really want to protect the core reason we're around. But we've had deals with Puma and with MasterCard and with Secret Lab, and we could go down the list. I think for us, what we've seen and the feedback we've gotten that people like is that chess it's evergreen, it's family friendly in a way that not every first-person shooter video game is. It also breaks down sort of the geo separation, and that a lot of games I think struggle because with esports, unless you're all in the same location, there's a lag and a latency that prevents the best fighting gamers in Brazil from playing against those in Korea, right?
Okay.
And chess, while it does have some lag, we really have very little latency compared to other e-games and video
exactly.
games. So that's allowed us to sort of bridge some of the potential commercial opportunities.
Okay.
So I think that's a big part of what we're excited about in the future with esports, and that we can see people playing from all over the world, and brands can reach all of them at once in a way that maybe isn't always the same with other games.
Yeah, I mean, you're mentioning e-games, and just before we're going to, come to one of our next panel guests here, a last quick question on your partnership with the e-game World Championship. You announced this year, and chess is going to be, for the first time ever, a category in this World Cup. So do you regard chess diverting somehow into the direction of an e-game?
Yeah. So again, chess, because it was an IRL game, to use that term, it was over the board, as we call it. Then it became maybe the world's most played digital game every day. We have more than 25 million games played on our site every day. And so I think evolving into an e-games World Cup was just the natural next step, especially because most people are playing fast time controls. You still see a World Chess Championship of guys over a board for 7 hours, which is great, but you also see more people playing on their phone 3-minute chess, 10-minute chess. And so we felt that an e-games partnership in some ways is more of a representation of the kind of chess that people are playing on our site every day, and it touches in with those fan bases. So I think that this is just the beginning of seeing what chess will do as a bit of a hybrid. It is both an IRL and an e-game, and I think that that's one of the reasons the EWC kind of looked at us as a pretty cool kind of product to add.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the EWC, and I think Ralf Reichert is here, and he's also talking about it, and also about the partnership with chess.com, because that's going to be a new next step. That's the next level. The EWC in Riyadh will be one of the biggest events in e-gaming ever, I suppose, with the audience online and on the ground. So you mentioned earlier the creators in chess.
The real stars. Let's
the
bring
real
them out.
stars.
Yeah.
So I know you're working a lot with them, and I know whenever you have an event like, for example, the Speed Chess Championship in Paris was a wonderful event. You have them as commentators. But let's hear from them first. And I guess you all are very excited. I'm really happy to announce and bring on stage Gotham Chess, aka Levy Rozman. So please welcome Levy Rozman.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, everybody? Welcome, my beautiful people. There's a prime. It's me again. Just wanted to quickly jump in here.
Can you move one over then?
Over. Yeah. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I have no attack. Sack the queen. Neck. This is a nice move. First in this position, I sacrificed my rook. The rook. He sacrificed the knight. The rook. Sacrificed the bishop. The rook. Here we go. You man can't choose.
Levy Rozman. Hi, good to see you. Good to have you here. Have a seat. Thank you very much for coming over all the way from New York. And thanks for being here today at the OMR chess panel, Schach-Hype. I mean, I think, who knows Levy Rozman? How much do I have to say? Hands up. Oh my God, all your fans are here. So he is not only #1 world chess creator, he is also a chess master, international chess master, author. He sold 10 million, no, not 10 million, but he sold a lot of books. He has 10 million followers across his various platforms, and he was named part of Forbes' list 30 under 30 most influential people. So what is your influence in chess, I suppose? The highest,
I'm
right?
I'm really enjoying. Keep going. I'm enjoying this introduction a lot. It's good to be here. It's good to have electricity. My wife and I spent 10 days in Spain, so it's good to be somewhere with power. Everything is bright, amazing crowd. So very excited.
Now let's hope that we don't have a power cut here. But let us share with us. We just talked with Danny about this amazing hype, this amazing growth of subscribers, followers in the world of chess. When was your first moment when you were on your YouTube channel, your first aha moment, you said, oh my God, this is going to go through the roof?
Yeah, I started during the pandemic. I was a chess teacher in New York for many years, and then when the pandemic kind of shut everything down, I just started uploading YouTube videos. I saw that people were watching, but then October 2020, I noticed that my view count in 48 hours went from 100,000 to 1 million, and that was just because people would watch the Queen's Gambit trailer on YouTube for the Netflix show, and on the sidebar, they would see my stupid face, and it said, how to play the Queen's Gambit. And they would go, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And then the algorithm fueled this, and people were watching, and that's when I realized this could really be a career. But there were other inflection points.
Yeah, and I guess it's also about the strategy, how you basically create your content. I mean, you are on events, but you analyze games of the big players, right?
I do everything. I analyze games of big players, computers. Actually, the most popular type of chess watching is watching horrible chess, which is what is really ironic in chess. People like to watch top-level sports, but they like to watch the lowest form of chess play because it humanizes it. Most of us play bad chess. Compared to Magnus, I also play bad chess. Compared to Danny, I also play bad chess.
Have you ever analyzed the game of Danny in your channel?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's something that we definitely want to see on your channel.
Yeah, we should play, and I'll analyze. But I analyze everything. Like anything in chess you can think of, it's probably on my channel.
So tell me, I mean, we got to talk about Magnus for a moment, you know. So the GOAT, the greatest of all times as a chess player, I don't know. Do you think ever someone will reach his Elo level?
Me?
No, anyone.
Oh, anybody. I was like, well, me, no. I don't know. Maybe, but right now we're seeing deflation. We're seeing a lot of points go to the kind of middle class of chess grandmasters. I think we've never been in an age where information was so readily available. So we're seeing like a 500 rated player today is 10 times better than a 500 rated player 5 years ago. And we're also seeing a 2600 rated player today who's number 150 can beat a top 5 player easily, much easier than before. So yeah, it's very interesting to see where chess goes.
And you know, what's your relationship, and also to Danny, what's chess.com's and what's your relationship as the number one chess creator with these big stars? Are they scared when they are being analyzed? I mean, most of them don't have nowhere near as many subscribers as you both have.
I will say, I think what has made me successful is I'm strong enough to understand the moves that they are making and then analyze them in a way that's accessible to anybody here. You watch Magnus, Fabiano, Jan Nepomniachtchi, Vincent Keimer, because we're obviously in Germany. You watch them play, you go, I have no idea why they played any of those moves. Me neither, but I can, I can explain them to you in a way that you'll understand. I don't think they're, nervous that I'm analyzing their games. Are they annoyed I have more subscribers? 1,000%.
Well, I think they are annoyed, but I will also say that one of the things I noticed in Levy's sort of trajectory as he was rising is at some point in my conversations with a lot of top players, because they're playing in a chess.com event or some sort of business thing, they start talking about Levy's videos, and they actually knew and cared that he had analyzed it. So I knew that something had shifted in terms of the chess creators kind of helping to drive and create conversation that, even if they were resentful, was helping them in the long run, because they were sort of jealous if Levy wasn't covering one of their games. Or they definitely talked to me about, yeah, Levy covered my video and he said whatever crap he said about it, but in a good way, that they were taking note.
I never antagonize. I never say anything negative. Like, if I'm going to make a video about someone, even during scandalous times, I always try to promote them in a positive way. So
cool. So before we have our next guest on stage here, let me ask one last question about the target group and brands in your channel. I mean, you've done a lot with other brands already, and you are even bringing your brand as Gotham Chess on a tour in Europe. So basically from the digital space into the real on-the-ground space. So how would you describe your target audience? How would you describe your fans?
Anybody. I mean, when I'm in New York or when I'm abroad, kids talk to me, teenagers talk to me, young adults, people in their 60s, 70s, 80s. I've had retired, pilots come up to me at chess tournaments and say, I watch your videos. Chess is so unique because it's one of the few things 3-4 generations of a family can watch together on YouTube. You never have that. Kids are watching their, crazy nonsense, colorful stuff, and parents are watching what they watch news. But chess is very unique, so anybody that wants to play can be my audience. I'm very happy and I'm very excited to see people on the tour.
And we will see whether Anna Cramling is also watching Levy Rozman's or the Gotham Chess channel. So ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next creator in the chess space. And please welcome from Sweden, international FIDE chess master, Anna Cramling. You want to move one up, please?
Yeah. I'll sit over here.
Hello.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
All the way from Sweden. And hope you're enjoying being here. I mean, I guess most of you know Anna. She's the #1 female chess creator. And she's not only a top chess creator, she's also a woman FIDE master. And that's going to be my first question, she's the daughter of 2 grandmasters, which is absolutely unique. So how was it being raised and growing up as the daughter of 2 grandmasters? Have you had to be a chess person?
I basically learned how to play chess before I learned how to speak.
Wow.
So I was 3 years old when I was taught how to play chess. Chess was always the biggest part of my life. My childhood was going from chess tournament to chess tournament, analyzing chess at home. But when I was a kid, I had a dream of being a YouTuber. But I thought, well, the only thing I'm really good at is chess. Is there any way I could combine it? I thought, people don't want to watch chess. But then I realized that's not true. People do really want to watch chess. And I'm really happy that I've been able to combine these 2 passions into one thing, of being a chess YouTuber.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, chess is a man's world in a certain degree. I mean, nobody would say that's not the case. 10% are only women playing in the chess tournaments, but it's great that you even made it as a woman with your content to more than one. How many followers do you have on YouTube?
1.5 million.
Did you find it always difficult in this man's world in a certain degree, or was that actually your niche to grow your fan base that big?
For me, my biggest inspiration was always my mother.
Okay.
She was one of the very first women in the world to become a chess grandmaster. So I never had a doubt that, like, it would be harder in any way. Like, I always saw her as an inspiration. I absolutely knew that I could make it big. And I also really used that as inspiration, because I thought, okay, if I am able to make it big, I'm going to be able to inspire so many other women. And that is something that's always been really important to me, because chess is a game for everyone.
Yeah.
It's a game that anyone can play, and it's a game that a lot of women really love, but they haven't really known what to do with it. They haven't really known where to go. They haven't really known who to play with. And I really hope that when they see a girl walking around the streets with a chessboard playing against everyone, that it just kind of normalizes that, yeah, chess is just as much for women as it is for men. Chess is for everyone. And I'm seeing more and more women play today, and that makes me extremely happy.
Yeah, and that's really the question I have for all 3 of you. I mean, you are playing in man and woman, but is this split actually necessary? I mean, Levy, you had a great event last year with Anna's mother. You were playing Pia, and I mean, I think you lost, right?
No, so it's a very weird history, like the split of men and women in chess. If you look at why women's titles were even invented, it doesn't make any sense. And the thing I am most proud of is in 2020, the last year I was a chess teacher before going into content, our 4- and 5-year-old class was 50-50, boys and girls. I completely believe if you start everybody out the same way and educate them, they can easily be all in the top 10 mixed. But it's never like that in real society. I mean, people already pull girls out of math, engineering, robotics, like from a very young age, and it's something that like the entire world has to solve. But yes, governing bodies in chess should treat women much better and be much more actionable.
And it should be more mixed tournaments. I mean, Danny, are there any plans? I mean, you have initiated the Speed Chess Championship. Is there a Speed Chess Championship coming up for women, or are you open to mix it? I mean, let's not forget we had Judith Polgar from Hungary. She was number 8 at her height in the world. You know, she was beating many men in chess. What is your opinion on doing rather more mix than separated?
I would say not only was Judith Polgar number 8 in the world, she might have been world champion if not for the dominant era that was Garry Kasparov. I mean, Judith Polgar, shout out to the GOAT. We talked about Magnus Carlsen. We already run a women's speed chess championship, actually. We have been for many years. And, you know, I think about it as, like Levy said, we don't even really know why women's titles were invented. It's hard to unpack sort of the mistakes of forefathers from time to time, but I look at it as what's most important is where we're sending the game into the future. And so I think that what I'm excited about is that we have sort of changed the definition, we, I think, collectively, speaking generationally here, the royal we, in terms of what defines a great chess person, a great chess player. I think the game feels more accessible than ever to all levels of understanding. I think the game feels more accessible than ever to be a superstar, whether you are a man or a woman. And I think that the creators and the opportunity that they sort of show the younger generation is really what matters most, right? Because I think when people see people like them, and likeness is not just, you know, gender, skin color, whatever, just someone who represents them in some way, they feel motivated to continue to pursue something. And I think one of the things that is most exciting is that we have more people, a more diverse lineup of what defines a chess superstar than we've ever had in history. And so the future is bright regardless of maybe some of the broken things in the past.
Yeah. So, Anna, would you think that there will ever be the FIDE world champion be a woman? Do you think that is possible?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But I just think it requires just for more women to play, obviously, because right now, statistically, it would be very difficult because there's so many more men that play.
But I think also for brands and partnerships, it's important to understand that it's not a man's world anymore. It has changed. And like Levy just was saying, when the young kids start learning and you're teaching them, it's absolutely equal, especially when they come from there. So that's good for brands. I mean, you had a collaboration with Microsoft. Google was the head sponsor of the FIDE World Championship in Singapore. So the big tech brands are finally identifying. So how was your experience with Microsoft? How did you integrate Microsoft in your content?
It was a great experience. I think people really enjoyed it. I showed how I'm able to use Microsoft products for training in chess. And I think that the thing is that chess has such a big audience. I mean, chess is a game for absolutely everyone, for a little kid, for a young adult, for an older adult. It's a game that really anyone can play, and it's a game that many people have played at home at some point. So I think that many brands are realizing that the audience is just so big that through chess creators, you can really reach anyone. And like Danny was mentioning before, chess is a family-friendly game. It's a game that many people know. It's a game connected to strategy. So it's also really good for you. So it's a very positive game in many ways. And yeah, I think it turned out great.
Yeah, Levy, you had also a couple of great partnerships with brands. I mean, what do you think? Do you have any idea which brands are most, or best for being involved in the chess area?
Yeah, I think it's a complete disaster that chess has never had a watch sponsor. Like, it's the most natural, like everybody plays chess with a clock. How have we not had, anything from a Rolex to a Casio to a Cytec to literally any company get involved in the world of chess? Like that would be the dream.
I don't know whether there is a watch company here in the audience.
Tissot, whatever. Like I can go on and on, but yeah, anything, banking, software, like they're all involved and all of them play chess. You have an athlete, Ebere Eze just won the chess tournament PogChamps. He plays in the Premier League. Actors, athletes, musicians, literally everybody plays chess.
But let me just ask you, I mean, the watch is really obvious, but I learned, and maybe I'm wrong, that when you sit down over the board for a chess champion, you are not allowed to wear a watch because this could actually send signals like Morsing to your hand, and that could be cheating, right? I mean, I don't know.
There's been a lot of cheating controversies over the last couple of years. For anyone who's followed the chess world, you probably know of a couple, but there are, I think, evolving rules right now to keep up with innovation and what's available to people. That is true, but I still don't think it precludes watch sponsors. I am going to say that, or a partner kind of in waiting. I'll answer the question by just saying I think a lot of people, obviously, everything is about AI right now, AI this, AI that. I think that in some ways chess has been an example of we had to embrace our artificially intelligent overlords years ago. We actually knew that they were better than us, and at one point, this was an existential threat to the game. I think chess has found a way to work with computers to find ways to innovate everything from how you watch the product and bring the computer's perspective to life to just how people play the game. And I think that AI, there are a lot of potential sponsors. You already mentioned Google and Microsoft, and I think there's a lot of interest in partnering with chess. Chess.com has worked with AI in our cheat detection field very closely for a long time. So I think there will be more innovative ways that we see those types of brands and a lot of investments that are going into that continue to work with chess and hopefully chess.com. So that's where I would give the answer.
And I don't know what AI thinks about the fact that, you know, there are more possibilities how a chess game can be played than atoms in the universe. I don't know whether that's a scientific statement, but I hear it so often that I believe it, and it's probably right. And even AI probably will have difficulties to get it all in the computer. So before we come to an end, I cannot leave you without asking all of three of you what's currently happening in the chess space, actually coming out of Germany. So there is a freestyle chess Grand Slam tour on the road already, has started this year, I think in Weissenhaus, and it went to Paris, and I don't know where else it's going. But it's a complete different new game, and Magnus Carlsen is involved. So how do you see the future of that game? I mean, is that something, I mean, you've been just to Paris, and what do you think about the freestyle chess as a new brand and way of playing chess?
Well, just to explain a little bit freestyle chess, the point of freestyle chess is that the starting position is completely random. So the pawns are in the normal starting position, but all the other pieces are shuffled. And the idea of this is that in regular chess, of course, there's a lot of theory memorization. You can memorize a lot of openings. And Fischer, an old world chess champion, he was actually the guy that came up with Fischer Random. That was this kind of freestyle chess of playing with these shuffled pieces to completely eliminate opening theory. So I think from a creative point of view, it's very interesting because from the beginning, you have to completely think in a new way. You cannot rely on prior memorization. I think the tournaments have been really exciting. I've really enjoyed it. I personally really like freestyle chess. I don't know what the future is going to look for it. It's very new, of course. It's very new that it's gained a public. But I hope it does well. And I personally really enjoy it. So I really hope it does well.
I mean, it's another way of gamification. I think everyone is into a gamification in sports. You know, you saw it with soccer, with the Kings League and the Baller League and all these other sports where they start changing the rules, which have been around for many, many years. But Levy, how is it for you as a content creator who has built his audience and his community on the traditional chess? Is that something which will give you a wider opportunity of, you know, creating content?
No. That's the short answer. The long answer, we have 2.5 minutes. Here's the long answer. Freestyle chess as a concept is useful for 20 people in the world. And it is the top 20 players. And it's simply because you can memorize openings, show up to a classical chess game, and force a draw. Like, there is nothing else to analyze. That's the hard part for them. However, the better format, in my opinion, is just playing the classical system, but speeding it up and adding bounties, adding something interesting, which is basically the esports World Cup. But I will say, freestyle is a fascinating format in many ways. They have raised $20 million. They give content creators access to the players, and more importantly, they require the players to show up for the damn interviews, which they don't want to do, all right, because they want to focus on the tournament. So it gives them a reprieve from the boring, traditional, high-pressure stakes of chess. So in that way, it's really good. Now, the big thing they're going to have to solve is, how are they going to make money and pay back this $20 million in investment, or else we're not getting another freestyle tour? So that's what I'll say.
Well, that's a strong statement. I mean, Danny, what's your view?
I was just going to jump in and say I think Levy hit the nail on the head in regards to what really matters is that what chess needs is more organizers, more investors, more partners who help chess players show the world how interesting they are. To some degree, the creators have done the heavy lifting for our game to bring these audiences in and to make the game feel more accessible. And I think top players have gotten away with, for a very long time, being able to say no to an interview if they lose. You know who doesn't get to say no if they lose a game? Anybody in the Premier League, the NBA, the NFL, and chess. That is just one example of a microcosm where what really brings people back to sports and games whether it's freestyle chess or traditional chess, is that they care about the people playing. They're invested in their personality and they love them, whether it's the jersey or whether it's the player. People come because it feels like special to them, and there's a generational loyalty they feel to that team or that player. And so chess has struggled to make itself more accessible to brands and partners and mainstream media, and it's time for the top players to sort of to answer the doorbell, answer the knock, and I think freestyle understands that, and they're helping with that.
So let's hope we have the big league, the World League, which is on ESPN or on DAZN one day with many, many viewers. But I'll let you go. Please, a very, very short answer. We asked at the beginning, who of you, and now we have almost filled, who of you plays chess? Please raise your hand. They all want to know. They all want to know what's the best way to improve their game. Just give everyone just a 10-second answer.
Play a lot, have a lot of fun, and see where you go wrong.
I believe everybody can get to 1,000. If you're not 1,000 yet, keep playing, keep analyzing, you'll get there. And chess exposes all your bad habits. So you have to fix your bad habits.
You're never losing if you're learning. So just take 1 second to learn something from a loss, and don't let that part of chess scare you, because everybody has to lose to get better.
And I say at the least, come to the Levy Rozman European tour. He's in Brussels, London, Vienna, Prague, Berlin, and in Munich and in Warsaw. Thank you very much for making the way to the OMR. Thank you very much for showing up here and joining our session. Have a great day at the OMR. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.